What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today I have a subscriber story that was sent in to me on my Instagram at Scrubby, and it's pretty crazy. Basically, this guy had this little group at school that was having like EDM raves in the bathroom. A kid ended up getting expelled as a consequence, you know, and overall it was pretty dang crazy, so I figured I would share it with y'all, and yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get into it. I got eyes like an eagle, stacking so much money you would think that it's illegal. I'm getting quiet now, lay low when you reach, so I'm piping down, making out, stack the bread, cause you love the sound, just so I'm Alright, so this story takes place in the person who sent me this 7th grade year, which was like 2014, which was a very weird time. I remember it fondly. EDM, specifically dubstep, was getting like super popular, especially in this dude's middle school, like near crazy fandom levels. Everyone and their mom in this school became obsessed with Skrillex, dude, you know, bang-a-rang bass, you know, they'd just be saying that randomly in English class stuff. And obviously that's what happens anytime something gets popular in like middle school, is a bunch of kids just overdo it and ruin it for everybody. So everybody would be playing like Skrillex and dubstep in the hallway. And listen, dude, I'm sure dubstep has a time and place. It's not my genre of music personally, but 7 a.m. in middle school is definitely not the time nor the place. Nobody's trying to listen to that stuff right now, even if it's a banger. So I don't know if like musically it was really popular in the school or what, but the person who sent me this then said that dancing to the dubstep became even more popular. The only problem is like all of the kids who would dance to dubstep in his school weren't dancers, so it really just looked like they were having a seizure, dude. Honestly, if I saw a group of kids who were just dancing to dubstep that didn't know how to dance, I would probably think they were being shocked and try to like separate them from the current by smacking them with a wooden spoon like a German grandma. Those omas know how to smack, dog. You think a wooden spoon's for cooking until you do something bad around one of them. Anyways, dancing to dubstep is hard enough for dancers, let alone like kids who don't know how to dance. However, a couple of the more like popular kids in his middle school started doing these like dancing to dubstep videos on Facebook. And I don't know if this was just mine and his middle school or if y'all can relate to this too, but once somebody popular ends up doing something at school, everybody starts to do it. It's like herpes. That thing just spreads across the playground like there's no tomorrow. So now all of a sudden everybody is like trying to throw EDM dance parties and throw down the sickest moves in Sarajevo. If you got that reference, that guy's TikToks are great. And so along with this new obsession with EDM music and EDM dancing, a bunch of like kids at the school became DJs and would make remixes to songs and whatnot. And they weren't actually popular anywhere, but they became like local celebrities at the school. Like everybody at the school knew who the DJs were in school. One of them that he ended up telling me about in this message was DJ Skrillex, which definitely is not a knockoff of anyone whatsoever, okay? It's not the Walmart version of anything. And the one kid who we're going to be focusing on for the rest of the story, the one who ended up starting these secret bathroom raves, he called himself DJ Bad Swagger, which is quite the name, dude. I don't know how your swagger could be bad. If you got swag like that, then own it, my boy. Be proud of it. But regardless, DJ Bad Swagger decided that he was going to start the first ever nightclub in a school. He brought a speaker to school and would just like play music in the bathroom during lunch. And he wasn't even like a real DJ. The guy didn't have any music of his own. He never made any original music. He would just connect his phone to the speaker and like play music on it. And one day when him and his friends were like listening to music in the bathroom, he came up with this idea to like, oh, throw a rave in here during lunch because the teachers never come in here. I guess the way the school was built, this bathroom was kind of tucked away in the back of one of the hallways that people weren't ever in anyways. So him and his friends agree and they all thought it was a great idea. So now they have like this little group of kids that was throwing raves in the bathroom. And obviously that's a little bizarre, and whenever something's bizarre and like entertaining at school, word spreads pretty quick. And word starts to go around the school like wildfire about this like secret rave that they're doing every day at lunch in the secret bathroom. And as with most cool things, it really started to become a trend, dude. Like everyone and their mom wanted to skip their lunch and go to this little rave thing and have a good time. And suddenly like 10% of the school is trying to line up outside this bathroom trying to get get in, and obviously they realized that was gonna be a problem. Like, a secret little club thing might work, you know, if a couple kids are missing, but if you start having half the school trying to go to your secret club, it really ain't a secret no more. So DJ Bad Swagger, with his name, I don't know if his name was a worse idea, somewhere along the line he decides to make a good decision, and he's like, hey, I could make some money out of this. So he makes a rule, and he basically says that you either have to bring food or money to get into the club from now on. Like, that's how you get in. And obviously this has two really big impacts on the bathroom. The first one is that now, like, this DJ's pockets are a little bit fatter. He's starting to make a little bit of money for running the club. And on top of that, now kids that are coming in are like bringing food and stuff. So now there's snacks inside. They've kind of got a little club going on. And they accidentally made it more worth it to pay the fee to get in or bring food, because it became more of like a little speakeasy type of scenario in the middle of the school than it was like an EDM rave club. The point of switching to the payment or bringing something in system was to make it less popular, right? Like, oh, less kids will come and that way it's less likely we're gonna get caught. But now it was more popular. They basically have this nightclub set up in their middle school bathroom, just vibing, dude. There's drinks, snacks, a dance floor, like an entire setup. And I don't know how I personally feel about eating snacks next to a urinal in a middle school bathroom. I personally have good aim, but I know some men that definitely need to work on their like Kovacs aim trainer, dog. How you gonna have literally pee all the time, like every day you have to pee, and still miss a urinal? So whatever, I guess they were eating in the bathroom, kinda whack. And obviously, it's a pretty good time, so it kind of becomes like the talk of the school, dude. There's less kids at lunch, people are talking about it, all the really popular kids would like go to there for lunch. And so obviously, whenever something like that starts to get around and like people start to hear out about it, a teacher ends up overhearing it. I don't really know if a teacher overheard it like from a kid directly, if somebody snitched, if they just heard people in the hallway talking about the dance club that goes on in the middle of the lunch and like, you know, decided to do something. But one way or another, one of the teachers ended up finding out about it, and they told the dean, and sure enough, DJ Bad Swagger gets called into the dean's office, and they're kind of like, hey, are you running a club in the bathroom at lunch? And he just kind of denies it, which is not that hard. And everybody knows he's been called down to the dean's office, because when the person had come into the class to like give the kid the letter to go down to the dean's office, I don't know if they still do it that way, but they used to, everybody knew that that was the kid who like ran the little club, so everybody thought it had gotten shut down. So the kid comes back from the dean's office, the DJ kid, and the club is shut down. The next day at lunch, there's nobody really in there, there's no one running anything, there's no food, there's no DJ. It's like it's been shut down. But the kid doesn't get suspended or anything. It's almost like the club just disappears. And everyone at that point in the school was like, oh well, I guess the teachers had shut it down. But really what had ended up happening is this DJ kid was trying to finesse the system. He had just lied to the teachers and shut it down himself, dude. Basically what had happened is the teachers had heard these rumors, and through asking questions had found out that it was him. But he had been smart enough each time to like clean up after the party, so they didn't really have proof. They just had all these rumors that he was bringing a speaker and throwing parties in the bathroom, so he kind of lied, and then once he left the dean's office, he just stopped doing it because he knew they were going to be looking for it. Which honestly is low-key pretty smart. Like, oh, okay, you have to prove that I did it, right? So I'll just stop until you guys stop paying attention, and then I'll start doing it again. And anyways, he lets the heat die down, and at this point, what he probably should have done is just like, you know, taken the W, gone home, slept at night knowing that he ran the nightclub. But obviously, I'm sure he liked the money and the clout a little bit too much. And listen, money and clout are cool, like, trust me, they're swag-tastic, but they're not worth, you know, getting in trouble over. If you know something's risky, like committing crimes or doing something that your deans have told you is gonna get you expelled, it's not really worth the clout and the money. There's plenty of ways to make money, bro. There's plenty of jobs. And clout's overrated. What, you want a bunch of strangers that don't know you to like you for no good reason other than the fact that you're the dude that runs the nightclub in middle school? I'm just saying. But the kid decided to start it up again. So after 2 weeks of keeping it closed, he decides that he's gonna reopen it. But at that point, most of the school was like kind of afraid to go. They thought the teachers knew about it now, so there was no way that like kids weren't gonna get in trouble and whatnot. And that was probably the right idea. It was really smart once we get to the end of the story, but the kid who had been the DJ running the club is like, listen, obviously I want to start making money again, so I need to start getting some buzz around the school. And the subscriber that sent me in this story said that he was in a class with the DJ, and the DJ walked up to him and was kind of like, hey man, do you have any good ideas on like how to create buzz and get people to care about a club? And they were talking back and forth, and finally the guy decides that he's gonna like make the bathroom club free to get into for a day, and he's gonna pay for all the food so nobody has to bring everything, and he's gonna tell everybody about it, and hopefully that gets everybody hyped. And obviously at that point, once you say free food and like a fun time that at school, obviously people are on board at that point. And the day comes, and they expected maybe like 20, 30 kids to be willing to miss lunch to come there, but as the people start to come around the corner and people start getting let into this little bathroom, dude, it's like half the lunch period. There is an insane amount of kids that are on the way to the hallway, in the hallway, or like crammed in the bathroom or trying to cram in the bathroom. Crap tons of people had come, which really, when you promise a bunch of free food to people, you should expect stuff like that to happen. Like, oh wow, you said a bunch of free stuff and people showed up. What a surprise. Anyways, there's like so many people trying to get into this bathroom that people start like partying in the bathroom. And at that point, it's basically a matter of time because people are kind of coming out of the bathroom, going in, and the kids in the hall aren't calming down, so they start getting loud. And once the party starts to move out of the bathroom, it gets out of control because the hallway starts to get really, really loud. And once the hallway gets loud, it doesn't take long for a teacher to be like, hey, what the hell is going on, and go to investigate. And honestly, the teacher probably thought it was just some weird kid trying to like catch a Pokemon or something on his Nintendo and yelling at it too hard. Whatever old people think us boomer kids get up to be annoying, but she probably wasn't expecting them like playing dubstep and having a dance battle in the hall. You know, imagine your third period turning into a nightclub. It's not something you probably expect from the teacher end. So the teacher's on her way to this like noise, and she comes around the corner and obviously hears dubstep and sees a bunch of kids in the hall. And she starts yelling at the kids in the hall to like, go to class, get out of here. And so they all start scattering because they know it's over. And if you've ever been in school when like something gets busted that a lot of kids are involved in, that's always what happened. Everybody just starts running for their lives. It's like every man for themselves. There is no loyalty when a teacher starts to break up something that you all are about to get in trouble for. So they all start flying all over the place trying to avoid getting in trouble. But obviously, since they're more concerned about not getting caught, nobody like escaping goes into the bathroom and lets them know that like, hey, we're busted and people are coming. And at the same time that all of this is going on outside the bathroom, like the teacher is just trying to catch these kids, everybody's running. Inside the bathroom is getting way out of control. So like the entire time this nightclub was a thing, it maxed out at like, 30 kids maybe. It was a pretty good time, but now it's packed. It's insanely packed. And it's so packed that people start to get out of control and start breaking the stalls. I guess they had like wanted room for more people and mob mentality set in, and they were kind of like, whatever, break the stalls, let's get in there. And at that point, some of the kids from the hallway had come in, and they were all pissed off because like they were adrenaline from running away from the teacher, and they just start literally kicking the parts of the stall off the wall. Like the stalls that are wall mounted in schools, people start knocking them off. And so once those are knocked off, people are kind of like in destructive mode. The mob mentality is set in. People just start breaking things. One kid comes in and like smashes one of the toilets, and water starts spraying everywhere. So what used to be a nightclub is now becoming like a day pool party. You should have brought a swimsuit to the club. You guys weren't prepared. That's kind of your bad. And the bathroom is shoulder to shoulder at this point, so it's not even like people can really go anywhere. So one of these toilets is spraying water all over people, but like there's nowhere for anyone to go, Oh, get the toilet water spraying on me, move. It's like, I can't. I have nowhere to move to. So people are shoulder to shoulder getting covered in toilet water. And as I said a little bit earlier, dude, the most that this place had ever had inside of it before is like 30, 40 people. And now it's like 100, 120. They're literally just cramming into this bathroom like a can of sardines. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this doesn't sound fun. I have no idea how big other schools had their bathrooms, but our school bathrooms were not that big. I'm assuming this has to have been a different type of school, because like there is literally no way you would have ever been able to fit 120 kids in my school's bathroom. That would have been impossible. If you would have, dude, you would have had to been like laying down, packing each other in there. So anyways, all the kids at that point are freaking out and yelling because like some people are wanting to continue, some people want to get out of there because they're getting wet, and everybody in there is starting to panic. And so once everybody starts to panic, like, oh, all bets are off, because, you know, when people are rational, you can kind of predict what's going to happen, but when people panic, they're not rational, and all chances of ever redeeming any of this just goes right out the window. Once people start to panic, things somehow get worse, even though you're probably wondering, how does it get worse than toilet water spraying all over you while you're in a middle school rave? That seems like the low point of a lot of people's lives. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just a second. On screen now is a gift card. I actually give one of these away in every single video here on the channel as a way to just say thank you to everyone who's subscribed with the notifications on. So if you don't have those on, which I guess 80% of you don't, just press the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. It's much appreciated. It helps out the channel a bunch, and you got nothing to lose. The content's free and I'm giving away money, so why not? Real talk, if you are someone who does have notifications on and watches all the videos, thank you so much. You're what makes the channel possible, and yeah, on that note, I will shut up and let you guys get back to the video. But the party has to go on, you know. The person who sent me this story is inside, and I guess at that point, half the kids are trying to get out, half the kids want to stay, and this causes like a small little civil war in the bathroom as people start to like shove each other back and forth. And so the inside is going crazy, and that's when the bathroom door swings open. And at some point in the chaos, like the lights in the bathroom had gotten shut off, so it was pretty dark. And as the door swings open, all they see is that like the shadow of an adult is standing there. It kind of looked like that one Codename Kids Next Door villain. Like the guy who was basically the shadow. I think he was Dad. I think that was literally the evil villain's name in the show. Like he kind of looks like that. And in almost slow motion, the adult's hand kind of reaches out and goes to hit the light switch. And so the bathroom lights turn on and suddenly it's very clear what the hell is going on. Well, actually, I bet you it wasn't very clear what was going on, but yeah, I'm sure it was clear that whatever it was not very good. And all the kids, dude, have fear struck into their hearts when they see what adult has just come in and turned on the lights. There is the dean standing there in the middle of this rave nightclub, dog. The dean is now in the nightclub. I'm sorry, but your nightclub has to lose all credibility when somebody that is as much of a fed as the main guy enforcing the rules in your school shows up. Your club has gone too corporate, man. You gotta go back. And obviously, the look on this dean's face is just shocked at the mess in front of him, dude. He probably just heard there were some kids being rowdy in the bathroom, and in he walks to like a room with the stalls knocked off the wall, a toilet spraying everywhere, and like kids packed into it shoulder to shoulder like sardines. And he's like, what is going on? And at that point, everybody now is on the same team and they're all trying to get out of there. So they start just pushing. And so they shove, and the dean falls over a little bit and like moves out of the way, and kids just start fleeing out. And he's shocked, but he gets back up and starts kind of grabbing at kids, and kids are just getting away from him, and everybody's running for it. It's like cockroaches kind of scattering when you lift something up and they're under it. And as everybody's running, the dean is looking around and he sees the DJ kid trying to get away with his speaker. And so he grabs him like by the back of his shirt just to stop him from getting away. And that was the thing that the subscriber who sent me the story saw, was like that kid getting grabbed and pulled by the dean. And once he saw that kid get caught, the dean like picked up his walkie-talkie and said, I need everybody over here. There's too many kids. Like da-da-da-da-da. They had a party in the bathroom. Massive property damage. Like he starts yelling stuff into the walkie-talkie and everybody's coming. The person who sent in the story was like, obviously the DJ kid who got caught got expelled. I think they knew he had lied to him, which probably would have done it. Throwing the party would have done it. But the fact that the kids like destroyed the bathroom, broke a toilet, caused a bunch of water damage probably didn't help, dude. But even just beyond the kid getting expelled for like starting the rave and having the club, the school also had like an assembly on the dangers of EDM. Yeah, that's right. Skrillex is apparently very, very dangerous according to the moms of this school. Be on the lookout, guys. It's dangerous to listen to dubstep, you know? Obviously, it was an interesting assembly because it was like just a bunch of the teachers trying to relate as hard to the students as they could. Hey kids, I know y'all get down to these sick beats, but did you ever think about the sick beat it might be doing to your mind? Like just the corniest, oh, we're cool stuff that you've ever seen, I'm sure. Parents just don't get electronic music. I'm sure some do, I swear. Every time I say parents don't get something, like all of a sudden every dude named Jimmy in the comment section, actually my dad's Daft Punk. Good for you, bro, but most parents don't get it, all right? The DJ kid was kind of a baller, though, for doing it, though. Like, hey, get your bread up. Yeah, it's kind of weird to start a nightclub in school, but get your bag, I guess. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I don't think getting expelled is worth it, but story time was pretty swag, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought. And you know what? If you guys actually made it to the end of the video, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and commenting the word ooh woo down below just so I can see how many people make it to the end, I'd appreciate it. No pressure though if you don't want to. If you want more content, I do have a podcast called The Scuffed Cast. I will put a link in the description to our most recent episode. And if you vibed with the intro song, the link will also be in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. Other than that, I just want to say thank you all so much for the support recently. The channel's actually been growing subscriber-wise again, and I just want to take a second to say thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are in the mood for merch, Teespring store is also in the description down below. And yeah, on that note, guys, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Follow me on Instagram at Scrubby and send me any stories if y'all got anything super crazy. I make videos on them sometimes. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace. Oh, I also have more channels that can be found on my channels page. Bye.